Hi, today we're going to make pesto pasta. So let's first get everything ready before we start cooking. So we need pasta, about 4 ounces of spaghetti for this recipe, fresh basil, Parmesan cheese, olive oil, and garlic. And then of course we need something to blend the pesto together. So a blender or a food processor, something like this will work. And of course, we have to get our water going. So I have about a little over a quart of water because it's only 4 ounces of pasta. So I'm gonna get that started on the stove and then we'll move over to the pesto. Okay, so this recipe calls for a half of a cup of packed fresh basil leaves. So super easy when you get your basil either off of a plant or in the grocery store. I get them in a little container. We just don't want the stem, so just pinch the stem and pull off the leaf. That's all you do, real easy. And then I'll throw the stem in the compost pile. All right, and then we also need garlic for this recipe, but garlic is covered in this kind of like a paper skin that we don't want. So to get that paper skin off, you could use a knife, or you could use your fist, or you could use the blade of a knife. I always like to use just the back side of my garlic press, something firm, press down, and it kind of smushes the clove a little bit, but it makes it real easy to remove the skin. So I'm just left with the clove. So we're gonna slice this up, and we're gonna put everything together to make the pesto sauce in just a moment. All right, the water's boiling, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in the pasta, spread it around a little. As it starts to cook, the noodles will get soft. And just stir them very occasionally. They'll drop into the water here in just a moment. Here's a pasta spoon. You can see they're getting softer. They're gonna drop in now. So I just stir them every minute or so just to make sure they're not clumping together. But that's one of the reasons why we want to use a lot of water as well, so they don't stick together. All right, we're ready to make the pesto. So all we do is put the sliced up garlic in your food processor or blender, along with your basil leaves, your oil, your Parmesan cheese, and your salt. About a 1/4 teaspoon of salt that needed to be added on to our ingredients in the beginning. All right, I'm gonna pack this all in here. So for this device, I just press my button. You're going to use several on and off pulses to blend up the ingredients. And I'll stop it a few times along the way with and scrape the edges with a little mini scraper. All right, looks like my pesto is about done. Now I had to add in a little more olive oil because I had extra basil and garlic and cheese that I put in here, so I needed a little more liquid to make the sauce. I think I'll pulse it a little bit more and it'll be about ready to go on top of the pasta. All right, the pasta's done cooking, so I'm just going to pour it into my strainer in the sink. Drain out that water. Be careful, pour it away from you. All right, and we'll get ready to serve it up. All right, the pesto is done, the pasta is cooked. I plated it up, put a dollop of sauce on top, a little extra grated Parmesan, and it's ready to eat. Now the recipe in class tells you to mix your sauce in with all of your pasta. Not everybody in our family enjoys pesto sauce, so I decided to do it this way, but I easily could have added this into the drained pasta and mixed it all together and then served it up.